up, my thrivers? That is what I'm going to call anyone who becomes a subscriber on this channel. Hello, my name is Regina Berlinette, and this is my channel. I have not decided what the name of my channel will be, but by the time I post this video, you guys will see, obviously, the name. What this channel is going to be about is my journey through the process of healing from narcissistic abuse in childhood. And the reason I embarked upon this journey, or am embarking upon this journey, is because I was listening to an Audible book called Will I Ever Be Enough? And I got the recommendation from a website that was for people who are survivors of narcissistic parents. And so I went ahead and listened to this Audible book, and so as I'm going through the checklist of like, yeah, I also felt like a little ting, like you've exhibited some of those behaviors as well. And what I've learned throughout my life is that if you want to break something, you have to get to the source of it. You have to be willing to do some inner, reflection, inner work, and that is how you kind of break those chains and break out of that behavior. It's nobody's fault. It's just sometimes the cycle just goes and goes. And my goal, and I hope the goal even for my children, is to be that one shooting star or many shooting stars that finds a way to get off of that ever going cycle. And it starts with us. We can't fix others. We can only do the best to allow God to fix us and do the work, put the faith behind the work that we do to better ourselves so that we can better our children's future. So a little bit of a background on me. I already said my name is Regina Berlinette. That is my first and my middle name. I am 38. I am the mother of 4 beautiful children ranging in age from 16 to 2. So I'm very, very busy. That is why this video is very much raw footage, because I wanted to get this in, and I don't have a lot of time right now to do it. I got a beautiful walk-in with my baby girl, and she's taking a nap, and so now I have an opportunity to do this video. So I'm going to be taking you guys along with me on this journey. If you want to do it with me, I ordered this book off of Amazon. It was also a suggested reading from I can't think of the website. I'll put it down in the description, but it was a suggestion from a website that I went to for survivors of narcissistic parents. So it's called It's Not You, It's Them, 30 Days of Hope and Help for the Adult Child of a Narcissistic Parent by Debbie Tudor. And on the back there's a beautiful picture of her, and what people are saying about you. It's not you, it's them. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, so we're gonna do this. I already did day 1. And for any of you that may not know what narcissistic abuse is, there is some really great YouTube channels that have helped me thus far throughout my journey that I will put in the description. But one of them is Integration, I believe it's called. But really check out some of those videos, do some research, do some Googling if you're interested, so that you can know if you are the survivor of a narcissistic parent in your childhood, and then you take the steps to maybe break some of those similar beliefs that you may have that was inadvertently passed down to you. So let's see. The foreword. I'm going to try to read this quickly. The author provides a balanced and empathetic approach to the conflict adult children of narcissists are forced to live with. She understands and gently navigates the challenges of trying to practice a life that reflects the value of loyalty, social connection, and self-confidence when in relationship with a parent that has taught, expects, or even demands distorted and unhealthy expressions of these issues. The bite-sized daily reflections on the aspects of changing one's thinking, feeling, and acting really supports the sustainability of this very challenging work. I would recommend this book to those who find themselves ready to explore how they can make changes that ultimately give them more freedom to be authentically themselves without the guilt that was never rightfully theirs in the first place. And that foreword was by Elizabeth Devine. So let's get into it. Okay, so really quickly, I'm gonna read the introduction as well. So, designed for your healing. Dealing with a narcissistic parent can make us feel like we were wrong, defective, and at fault because they ever so confidently tell us just that. If there's any conflict, we are often told by the enabler parent to just give in and keep the peace. I spent my whole life fighting this scenario myself, as well as helping my clients do the same. I began to see that the relationship interventions I usually used with clients simply did not work if one of the people in the relationship was narcissistic. Like a light bulb going on, I realized it was not me, it was them, and I was not alone. Millions of other adult children of narcissists were fighting the same confusion, the same battle as I. It doesn't matter if your narcissistic parent is still alive or not, or in your life or not. This book, dear friend, is designed to give you an oasis of peace in your day. I encourage you to find about 15 minutes each day to read the meditation, repeat the affirmations several times with deep breaths in between, and try the journaling exercise I recommend you write by hand on paper for more effective results. You will be amazed at the difference in how you feel. You can print out this book to work the assignments or just do the exercises in a separate journal. We can't change the narcissist, but we can change ourselves. Amen. Yes, and so the next page, I'm not really going to read all of this, but let's see if it gets in. The next page just gives you a definition of what a narcissist is, what an enabler parent is. I can't see that. Oh, functional family, narcissistic family, scapegoat, golden child, flying monkeys, and this last one says no contact. It sucks, but and I love the fact that she says that this book isn't about being begrudging. It's about healing. It's about your healing. And when I did day one, it was great because it's not about having unforgiveness. It's about not only forgiving that parent and forgiving yourself if you realize that you've exhibited some of these behaviors with your own children, but it's about forward motion. It's about forward movement. It's about allowing the light to shine in those dark places that we don't want to go. Shine the light, because once the light turns on, everything is exposed. So, but yeah, protected contact. So I'll go over briefly what day one was. And day one was, but what about the good? Knowledge is power by a quote from Francis Bacon. So she says it's important to remember that this recovery work is not a journey of blame or condemnation, but one where we seek understanding of what happened to us in order to heal. My clients often struggle with their right to feel the damage done by the narcissistic parents because, after all, Debbie, there were some good times. Of course there were. No one is all bad or all good. The purpose of this exploration is to understand the way that their characteristics shape who you are today. The purpose of this my bad. It's a simple fact that if one is raised with criticism or excessive advice giving, for example, one will have chronic self-doubt going into adulthood. Knowing that the narcissistic trait in a parent can cause certain issues for their scapegoat child is the path to the child's recovery. You are not alone. You're not alone. So day one, the affirmation was, I have the right to explore my history so I might change my future, even if it seems disloyal to me. And yeah, it says what this means to me. And what that means is, for me, what that means is I have the right to talk about how things made me feel, how different situations rocked me to the core. And then I can celebrate the fact that I'm still here. God is so good. God is so good. If I'm not allowed, or I don't feel like I'm allowed to share my history or to talk about my history, how will anybody know my testimony? They won't. The next thing for the journey to heal is giving yourself permission. And so it's write a letter to yourself as you begin this healing journey of exploration and change, giving yourself permission to feel and express freely. Express your formal pledge to keep your journey private and protected from those who might criticize you for this exploration. So I will share what I wrote to myself. It says, Dear Regina, it's time you found your true self and love and accept that self. It's time to dig deep and truly recover from your past, not just bury. There will be tough days, and you will see ways you yourself have been narcissistic. Accept it, acknowledge it, forgive it, change it. This process, journey, will get challenging, but you are not alone. God will see you through. He will not leave you nor take his love away. He sees you, the you you've been blinded to. But remember, Jesus was always willing to heal the blind. You've got this because God's got you. So, I do want to cry. So, we're on day 2. I'm literally on day 2. I haven't done anything. And day 2 is undoing the messages. So the quote says, you are not who they say you are. You are who you say you are. Unknown. Let's get into it. Okay, so it says, a scapegoat child inevitably has a distorted and negative image that is in reality opposite who they truly are. That's because the parents broke the mirror of normal self-esteem. So when the scapegoat looks at themselves, they see only their flaws. Amen. Break every chain. It amazes me when my clients tell me what a bad person they are. Translation, the narcissist tells me I'm bad because I don't go along with them, when I can clearly see a good, intelligent, loving person before me. It will be very hard for you to feel worthy until you get some distance from your narcissist critic, who can wound you with a sigh of disappointment. Statements like, you're the one I clash with, or why do you defy me? Cut deep, calling into question the very thing we value most, our self-worth and perception. So true, so true. In my own experience, it started, for me, I've been no contact with my narcissistic mother for 3 years now. 3 years. And it started with the classic silent treatment. So we had a disagreement. We both said things that we shouldn't have said. And it resulted in the silent treatment, you know. And ultimately this time I said, you know what? I prayed about it. I said, Lord, I don't want to have any unforgiveness in my heart. And I did have to go through like anger and being confused. But ultimately, once I just said, I forgive the situation, I asked God the question, do you want me to reach out, fix this? Look up silent treatment and listen to, you know, what I'm saying. Like, you're always the one that feels like, I got to fix this. I got to make it right. And this time, I really felt God say, no, don't go chasing anything. Accept whatever comes your way, but don't go chasing anything. And now that I've done that, it's given me space and time to rediscover things about myself that I love, to rediscover different hobbies and interests that I have. It gives me a better focus and view on my family, on who I am as a woman and as a wife and as a mother. And it gives me space to lovingly heal and, you know, allow myself to be corrected in areas that I need correction, to learn things that I just simply didn't learn. So it is very hard to feel worthy until you get some distance. Not saying for you that, going no contact is for you. It's very, very challenging. I would suggest definitely investing yourself in a close relationship to God, because he's the only one that saw me through that. And it's still very challenging sometimes. And sometimes it's a very lonely road until you find other individuals that have experienced the same thing you've experienced, who are doing the same things you're doing. There's tons of communities out there that are for people that are recovering from narcissistic abuse, whether in relationship with, a spouse or a parent. It is very, very hard. And scapegoating, gaslighting, especially if you've experienced it throughout your childhood, it does make you second guess yourself. It makes you doubt yourself. And when you doubt yourself, it's like being double-minded. You want to do something, but then you don't know. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it this? Is it that? Is it up? Is it down? Is it all around? So let's see. The affirmation for today: I now renounce every hurtful thing said about me. I claim my true identity as a wonderful and loving person. I now renounce every hurtful thing said about me. I claim my true identity as a wonderful, loving person. I now renounce every hurtful thing said about me. I claim my true identity as a wonderful, loving person. What this means to me: what this means to me. I am not a mean person. I am wonderful. And I'm loving. And I disown every hurtful thing said about me. I release it. I release it. That's what this means to me. Every hurtful thing that's said about me, I release it. I disown it. I denounce it. I am a wonderful, loving person. I'm not mean. I'm not awkward. I am not self-righteous. I am not a bad woman. I am not a bad daughter. That's what this means to me. Okay. Journal to heal. Undoing messages. So, write a love letter to yourself that you wish a loving, caring parent had written to you as a child. Talk about your wonderful attributes such as kindness, thoughtfulness, intelligence, etc. If you are a parent, imagine what you would want your own child to hear. Then say it to yourself. I'm going to do some personal writing later. My legs is... Okay. Dear Regina, I am so blessed to have you. I think you are wonderful. I think you are kind. I think you are thoughtful. I think you are empathetic. I think you are generous. I think you are intelligent. I think you have a wonderful imagination. I think you are fun to be around. I think you're funny. I think you're just bright. I think you're brave. I think you're courageous. I understand that you are sensitive. I understand that words have meaning and that words can cut deep. And I am sorry for the times that I've made you feel unworthy of unconditional love. I'm sorry for the times that I did not show you mercy and grace. I hope you can forgive me because I truly love you. The you I see before me, the you that you are. May your light shine in the world. Sincerely. Love, it says. Love me.